Guys, I'll start off by saying I was the most conflict avoidant person ever. Back in the day, you could have come up to me and been like, hey, so here's the thing, I ate all the food in your fridge and then I burnt your house down and then I crashed your car on the way out, but we still chill, right? And I would have been like, hey, you know what? It happens to everyone. I was as calm as a cucumber, dude. Nothing could have touched me. But times have changed, and I know my rights now. So I wanted to revisit the good old days where people did some really questionable things to me on a daily basis, and then we can reflect on how we could throw hands at them. So let me set the scene for you. It's second grade, I'm on the way back home in the bus, and there's this kid beside me. Let's call him Kyle. This kid was weird. So back then, I had busted up cracked nails. Dude, if you saw them, you'd burst into tears. And every single day, without fail, Kyle would call my nails out. Which is whatever, kids are always annoying like that. But it doesn't end there. He was convinced that he had the solution to my nail issue. Every day he'd come to me and be like, dude, you gotta pee on your nails. And even as an 8-year-old, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Well, just trust me and try it. Anyway, this would happen on a daily basis. Not a single day went by where he wouldn't recommend this. And dude, I'm sorry, as an 8-year-old, I let it go. But as a 23-year-old, I need some questions answered. But since this kid was just annoying, I feel like I can find some forgiveness in my heart for him, since it was just him being weird. So I wouldn't necessarily throw hands at this kid, but I'm saying we both pull up at a coliseum and we're gonna have a thumb war, and it's gonna be life or death. My cracked up nails against his. Listen, I know a lot of people have very divided views on Michael Jackson being a diddler, but I'm not even talking about that. So this one day, I was with my cousins and they were all showing each other ghost videos. And of course, since I was a kid, I wanted to fit in. And y'all, what they showed me changed my life forever. They showed me this whack-ass video of this supposed security cam footage of Michael Jackson's ghost wandering around the hallways of his home. And listen, I know it sounds stupid, but back then, this changed everything for me, dude. I went home that day scared that I would see Michael Jackson in the rearview mirror. It's making me scared just thinking about it, dude. And yeah, sometimes when I'm alone, I feel his presence. So if I had to throw hands at Michael Jackson as a person, probably not. But his ghost? Yeah, the ghost has to go down. But even then, I don't think I could win. This would be one of those situations where I'm in a horror movie with an axe, but his delicate frame would just grab me by the ankles and take me into the underworld. Now listen, I have respect for all the teachers out there. They do their best to wrangle a bunch of crotch goblins for 8 hours straight. That's hard work. But y'all, my teachers were my biggest ops. Which is crazy cause like, how is your biggest op a 15-year-old who's afraid of reading out loud in class? And keep that in mind, I was the quietest kid in class. And yeah, my accounting teacher in particular, if I could name drop, I would. But I decided I'd choose peace. And I kind of forgot her name, but anyway. So, fake name, let's call her Mrs. Taylor. This woman had it out for me. She taught us accounting, I was horrible at it. But every single day, without fail, she would make me answer the questions knowing damn well I don't have the answers. And guess what? Then she'd be mad that I didn't know. And she'd make fun of me in front of everyone. And dude, it got so bad to the point that this one time she was yelling at me like crazy. And I stood up and I crashed out. I was like, why are you treating me this way? What did I do to you? And I was saying that with tears in my eyes, like it was a whole movie moment, dude. And at some point, I kept going and I blacked it all out, dude. I could not remember what was going on. But when I regained consciousness, y'all tell me why this lady was smiling at me. I was crying and screaming and she was smiling. She was happy seeing me lose my entire mind. And girl, I was like, why are you smiling? And then she was like, cause I finally got you to talk. Oh my god, next level psychopathy, dude. I mean, after that day, I went home crying. But y'all, if I ever meet her again, Mrs. Taylor, it's on sight, dude. So put me in a cage with her, we're fighting WWE Hell in a Cell style. And I'll teach her a thing or two about writing off her losses, alright? I'm pretty sure that's an accounting pun, but like, I failed, so I'm not too sure. Alright, I think you're seeing a pattern where most of my ops were coming at me when I was still in school. But y'all, this one makes me mad, cause everyone was stealing from me. Yeah, Sasha, I'm calling you out. So one fine day, Sasha pulls up to me and she sees me reading. And I was reading one of the classics, okay? AKA the youngest magazine. Do any of y'all remember that? Or was that a niche brown person memory that no one knows about? Anyway, she pulls up and she's like, yo, can I have that book? And I'm attached to this book, okay? So everything inside me is saying, I gotta say no, I gotta say no, I gotta say no. So of course, I'm like, okay, take it. Cause I'm a people pleaser, alright? I can't help it. It's not my fault. I just love seeing people happy. Anyway, fast forward 2 days later, and I'm like, yo, Sasha, where's my book? And then she's like, yeah, it kind of fell into water, so... Girl, if she thought that was enough to stop me, she's mistaken. I said, I don't care if it fell into water, bring it back tomorrow, capiche? And then the next day rolls around and she's like, so here's your book. Now, guys, tell me why this book was spotless. No water, nothing. And this isn't even the type of book where you can just get it anywhere at any time. It's a magazine, so it has a new edition every week. So you mean to tell me, baby girl thought I'd eat up that water excuse and let it go? So yeah, ever since that day, that was the start of my villain origin story, okay? I have been a loan shark ever since. I don't care how long it takes, my things will be returned to me in one piece. So if I ever see her again, it's gonna be on site at a fast food parking lot at 2 a.m. And after I'm done throwing hands, I'm taking her chicken nugget so she knows how it feels to lose something beloved to her, alright? Fun fact, if you're gonna attempt to drive in the country I'm in, you aren't just paying for the driving test, dude. You're paying for an ego death and a spiritual awakening. I thought people were joking when they said how bad it is until I got humbled. Dude, I feel like 3 times until I got to my last one. And after the last one was done, I was legit on my knees. I was like, it's been a long battle, but I finally did it. I passed. I just know I did. And then baby girl hands me those failed test papers. And on a side note, I gotta throw hands at my driving instructor as well. Listen, bless her soul. I hope she's not watching. But the amount of times she has been like, turn left here. And I turn left. And she's like, why did you turn left? What do you mean? I didn't pay for a gaslighting session, dude. Why are you telling me this? And she does it to me every single time without fail. And when I don't turn left, she's like, why didn't you turn left? So yeah, I'm taking the entire driving school down with me. It's gonna be one of those anime battles where the sun is setting and there's dramatic music and we're going to use our swords and it's all going to be a blur, like shing, 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 shing. And I'm gonna be like, heh, impressive. I didn't think you'd get so good. And the school's gonna be like, you haven't seen anything yet. Shing, 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 shing. You know, like those type of fights. So that was the rant of the week. My cracked out thumbs can only do so much. So instead, I'm gonna be fighting my inner demons until the next video comes up. And yeah, if you like this video, leave a like. But yeah, bye bye, have fun.